Yo, you said if Giannis doesn't win another championship, his legacy would be take a hit if he stays in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Why do you think that?
Well, I'm glad you asked that question because, Giannis, he's one of my favorite dudes because he's a real one. But the way people took it, I don't think people grasp what I'm saying.
Okay.
I know he's an all-time great. There's no denying it. Of course he is. He's phenomenal. And we get that part. I'm saying because he's so phenomenal, if the last title he won was in 2021 and he's never to win a title again, you're going to be like, damn, what happened? Because his talent warrants that. You're not going to blame him. You know it's the organization. You know it's Chris Middleton and his knees. You know it's Drew Holiday being moved out of town.
Dang.
You know it's Brook Lopez not necessarily being that guy anymore. You know it's those other things. But what I'm saying is that when you're Giannis Antetokounmpo, as great and phenomenal as you are, although it's through no fault of your own, it's hard to imagine you won a title in 2021 and other than that, you've been going home in the first round. That's underachieving. Now, that doesn't mean he's to blame for it, but it means that with that level of greatness, more was expected. More is on the scene. We're looking at KD, for example. KD got his 2 titles. What have we been saying? Over the last 5 or 6 years, where have you been? You've either missed the playoffs or you're going home in the first round, okay? The one time you went in the second round was when, Kawhi Leonard went down and you were able to knock off the Clippers because Kawhi Leonard went down because, remember, the game before Kawhi Leonard had played and he dropped 38.
Yeah.
So we're looking at stuff like that and we're saying, okay, because you're on this level, more is expected of you. And when that doesn't happen, particularly over a lengthy period of time, we're looking at that greatness and saying it wasn't enough. Now, in some instances, it could be you, but not with Giannis. It's not him. It's that you didn't get the pieces around him. But the reality is that you don't want to sit around and see Giannis at home in the first round every year and having one title on his resume, not even playing in another title. Nobody wants to see that.
So what happens?
It's more expected.
So what happens if he decides he wants to leave to go compete for that?
I don't have a problem with it because the organization would not have done what it's supposed to do.
But that's when he gets knocked for.
It depends. You got to remember. See, everybody says that. Like, for example, LeBron left. He went to join D. Wade and Bosh in Miami. So there was a knock for that. Certainly not for me because the best 4 years I've had with you. I had no problem with it whatsoever.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Beautiful thing for me. So it was cool, right? KD, it wasn't even that you went to Golden State. It was that you did it after Golden State had beat you a month earlier. You were up 3-1, lose a 3-1 lead, and then when you lose the 3-1 lead and you end up losing that series and you were less than yourself in that Game 6 and that Game 7, to join that same exact team, had he left and went to another team other than Golden State, nobody would have sweated it. It was that he went to the people that knocked him off. So that's a different scenario than somebody like a Giannis who wants to be in Milwaukee, has stayed in Milwaukee, delivered a title to Milwaukee, is a Greyhound coming right at you, a locomotive coming right at you all the time, and you look at the pieces around him literally falling apart. You got Damian Lillard to come there and help him, and when Damian Lillard comes back from his injury, what happens? He tears his Achilles. So everywhere you turn, he can't catch a break. Nobody's judging Giannis if he decides to get up and leave Milwaukee. We know it's not him. And so when I'm on First Take, for example, I did a segment with Cam Newton one time. It was laughing because he would come to the defense and say the kind of things that y'all were saying, and I'll be like this, don't let it be you. How about that one? That's the philosophy. Don't let it be you. You can't be the reason. You see what I'm saying? Nobody's looking at Giannis. But they did look at KD. When you lost against Dallas, they did look at LeBron. These kind of things happen. When they're looking at you, that's when it gets dicey. As opposed to everyone knows it's not you. But the pieces around you, the organization couldn't help you, and you decided to move on.
How many other players you feel that's in Giannis' position has that type of like pressure, like you said, to win another one? Like,
That type of pressure?
Would you say like Jokic? Would you say Tatum?
I don't think Jokic, because we've seen Jokic be phenomenal, winning league MVPs, and we know, first of all, what you let go of Bruce Brown for, what you let go of Jeff Green for, money. So you compromise Jokic's success, because he still went out on the court and delivered, and you see him walking around, I mean, I say it affectionately, looking like a big tub of lard, can't jump onto a curb, and you can't stop him. It's unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, he just turned around and he's unstoppable. It's unbelievable to watch him play. So you don't point the finger at him. You are looking at KD.
Okay.
You in Houston, bro. Yeah, they lost in the first round. That's a damn good team who's the number 2 seed in the West. All right? They got a young thoroughbred. They got a big man. They got a shooter. All they really needed was you, a number 1 option. I was saying for the longest time during the play, I said, Jeff Green's up out of here. Up out of here. Because he's too streaky, but he's too inconsistent. And the level of dedication they felt they needed, they didn't feel they were getting from him. So I'm like, you Phoenix, okay, that's a young talent you can bring and grow. You still got Devin Booker there, but understand, you got to get something. But I'm looking at KD with Ime Udoka coaching this team and the personnel that they have. Houston should be knocking on the door. We look at Dallas. When you talk about a player, it's somebody, I would say it's KD. Anthony Davis comes to my mind. Here's why.
Okay.
You are the reason Luka's gone in Dallas. See, people not saying that. They keep talking about Luka in LA. No, AD, you in Dallas. You in Dallas. That's why Luka ain't here. You got to show up. Now, you lucked up because Kyrie wasn't there. Because we all know what a showstopper Kyrie is. And he's a champion, okay? He ain't some just champion that just got a trophy because of LeBron. The brother averaged 27, okay? This is Kyrie we talking about. We know what that brother can do. You got P.J. Washington, ain't no scrub. You got
Clay.
Lively and Gafford and them brothers in the middle. You got size that enables Anthony Davis to play his natural position instead of playing the 5, which he didn't want. Which he was complaining about when he was in LA. So you look at them, Jason Kidd can coach. You've got some depth. You're looking at Dallas and you're saying, okay, well, how can they not win if that brother, Anthony Davis, shows up? Especially since Luka the reason, and God help him, if Luka's playing all world and the Lakers elevate and they ascend and they're successful, but Dallas ain't. Oh, that's a bad thing right there. Don't let that happen.
Okay.
I'm telling you right now, you know what? You could have Cooper Flag, and that's nice. You lucked up. You got the number 1 overall pick, and that took some of, some of the venom out of them or whatever, but it'll creep right back up if Luka gets out on that court and busts everybody's ass, and Anthony Davis is just average. Anthony Davis is an all-star. Anthony Davis is an all-world player. That brother can give you 28 and 12 every night. You better do it. You better do it. If you don't do it, folks gonna look at you. It's just that simple. So I look at it from that standpoint. Those 2 names definitely come to my mind when you say, if not Giannis, who else? It would be KD and it would be AD.
Okay.
So let's talk AD real quick. Kyrie, may miss. What do you think?
Am I missing anything?
No, I'm just saying you was number 2 without Kevin Durant. If Kevin Durant comes and averages about 26 like he does, and they're not winning, wouldn't that be on the coach?
Yes, if they're not winning. That's not what I mean. What I'm saying is, we watched them during the playoffs, and even when they were going up against Golden State, what were we saying about them? You know what we were saying? Damn, they need a number 1 option.
They need a go-to guy.
They need a go-to. They need a guy, and this is my definition of a number 1 guy. Everybody know what's going to do, what you going to do, and they know whose hands the ball is going to be in.
Can't do nothing about it.
And ain't a damn thing you can do about it, because he's like, this is me. Let me just give me the damn ball. Like KD did in the finals. When Steph and Clay were struggling, I think it was game 4 or something against Cleveland, like, give me the damn ball. Just give it to me. Let me close this out. That is what you are looking for. This is basketball. This ain't football where you got 11 guys on the field. You need somebody to block. You understand what I'm saying? You need to run the right route. You need to hope that your quarterback ain't going to get sacked too early or whatever. No. This is basketball. At the end of the day, here's the ball. Take me there. And Houston clearly did not have that. So you go out and you get Kevin Durant, one of the greatest players to have ever played the game, who is a professional scorer, a scoring machine, as unstoppable as they come, 7 feet with a 7'6" wingspan, mid-range, three-point game, open court, free throw. It don't matter. Whatever way you need him to score, he can do it with relative ease. It's who he is. And then you get to Houston and all of a sudden we don't see that? No. No, that's exactly what we expect to see. That's exactly why you're there.
Does he finish top 10 if he gets it done?
I think so. I don't, listen.
Or even if he doesn't.
To me, I view Kevin Durant as a top 10 player of all time. I always have. You know, people say, like, when they bring up, let's say, for example, hypothetically, if somebody were to bring up Larry Bird. This is me with a Larry Bird. I ain't picking nobody over him in the last 2 minutes. Maybe Jordan, maybe. But Bird was money. You understand, with his marksmanship and his IQ, the brother was special. But I take into account who you are for over a 48-minute period and what you bring on a night-in, night-out basis because of your overall skill set. And I don't view this game as definitively pointing to me 10 dudes that you can pick over Kevin Durant. I think it's insulting, you know, for people to act like, oh my goodness, why would you think about Kevin Durant? I'm like, are you watching basketball? Are you watching what this man has done? What this man does with a basketball on the offensive side of the ball? The brother's special. And I would put him top 10. But with that being said, you can't go to Houston and fizzle. Cannot happen. And you AD, the pressure's on him because of Luka. Because Luka's not going away. So you have to make sure you are what you were in the first half of your first game as a Dallas Maverick when you was going, you like, this is my house. I'm here. You were saying that. Okay, then you got hurt. That's fine. Injuries happen. But your game has to be on that level because Luka is not going away.